What's up, everybody? It's Todd. Today is the first episode where I'm going to be breaking down the Washington football team's offensive scheme, and I'm going to start by showing you the run-pass option, or the RPO. It used to be in college a lot, and not so much the NFL. It's still very much in college, but now it's made its way into the NFL game a lot. A lot of offensive coordinators like to use it, Scott Turner being one of them. He actually uses it a lot in Washington from what we saw last year, and I think we'll see it a lot again this year. So I'm going to show you the RPO, show you how you can tell a play is an RPO play, compare it to a play action pass or a regular running play, and show you how it works, what the quarterback is thinking pre-snap, how he's supposed to make his decision, how he ends up making his decision. So we're going to get into the RPO. I'm going to show you that, and in the future we'll look at some other stuff. As always, check out our podcast, Tay and Todd Podcast, everywhere podcasts are available. Follow us on Twitter at Tay and Todd Podcast. And check out our sponsors. If you're local, try Hot Chicken Kitchen. They're fantastic. And if you're anywhere and you need to get your credit score fixed, check out Dun Pro Financial. They will fix your credit for you. Let's go into this now. RPOs. So what is the idea behind an RPO play? Well, all right, this is 2nd and 4. And essentially the quarterback is reading pre-snap based on how the defense is aligned, and then post-snap right at the point where he would be handing that ball off, and he sticks the ball in the running back's stomach. He is determining whether he's going to hand that ball off right here to the running back, or if he's going to throw it out here to one of these guys. And he's making that determination largely, again, based on the pre-snap defensive alignment, and based post-snap right at this point what these guys are doing. And really, mainly what this guy is doing on this play. And so you'll see on this play, trying to get out to Tamarick Hemingway, misses the throw, but it was a good decision. He's not just deciding to throw it to him. He is deciding to not hand the ball off and then throw it to him. You've got this slant to Terry McLaurin. You've got this just leak into the flat by Tamarick Hemingway, and you've got a bubble screen on the backside. Lots of times you're not going to see this backside route. They're not going to opt for that a lot of the times, you'll find. But because, well, they're not reading that side of the field. They are reading this side of the field, right? So it's almost cutting the field in half on some of these plays. Now, for one thing, RPO is always run from play out from shotgun. You can't run it from under center because with those play action fakes, you have to turn your back to the defense. And for an RPO, you specifically need to have your eyes forward so you can see the defense. So on a play like this, we're reading pre-snap. All right, well, we've got Hemingway leaking out this way, and we've got this slant. All right, so I'm making the decision probably now. Well, based on what this defender does, I'm going to make my determination. That's what Kyle Allen is likely coached to do, thinking at this point right before the snap. This is a standard cover 2, cover 4 alignment that we've got here. And so I'm going to hike this ball, and right here, he's going to say, all right, well, 1, if this guy crashes down here, then I'm either going to throw this slant in behind him to the window that will be left open, or I'm going to hand this ball off, because then I've got one less guy in the box headed that way, so I'm going to give it to Antonio Gibson. On the contrary, if this guy stays flat-footed, trying to key on the run, well, for one, he's blocking this slant, and he's keying on the run, which is going to leave Tamarick Hemingway open in the flat. And so all this is being determined by the quarterback right in this split second. He has to make this decision whether he's going to give this ball to Gibson, let him run, or he's going to get this ball out here into the flat. That's what's happening on these RPO plays. Sometimes it's a cleaner cut where you can clearly see pre-snap what you're going to do. Sometimes you have to get to this point and make that determination. And this time you see what happens. He kind of stays flat-footed. He's sitting in on the run, which leaves Tamarick Hemingway open on 2nd and 4 to get the yards that you need. And it's the right play. He just misses the throw. You see where the sticks are right there? And that should be a first down. That is the gist of the RPO play. It's not a play action pass. It is 2 play calls packed into one. It is a running play and a passing play, and you can choose which one based on really the read of this one defender more than. So how can you tell the difference between RPO and maybe just a regular play action pass or a regular running play? Well, first of all, the way you can tell it's not a regular play action pass, here are a couple things. For one, this running back, Antonio Gibson, he's not going to do the fake and then go out and be a check down option. He's not going to fake and then step up and pass pro, he is going to fake the whole time, right? You'll see it right here, fake, and then he's faking like he has the ball. So there's no, the running back, when you go RPO and the running back, you decide to throw the ball and not hand it off, the running back is out of the play at that point. At that point, he's just acting. But he's not going to get the fake here and then step up and pass pro or leak out. That's not happening. Run fake the whole way. Another way you can tell, right? In RPO, the ball always is meant to come out quick. You're not going to have a corner, post corner on an RPO, right? You're not going to have a 15-yard dig route on an RPO. Everything's going to be quick. So the quarterback is not going to fake the ball right here and then, like in play action, lots of times take this drop, right? A 3-step, 5-step deeper drop so he can read downfield for longer developing routes. He's faking and he's getting that back foot there and he's ready to throw the ball because everything is happening fast, happening quick. So that's another way. A third way, you can look at the offensive line and you can tell. Lots of times what you'll have is you'll have the running play side, which in this case is running this way. So that's these guys, these 3 or 4 guys, they are going to run block. And then on the back side, you're going to have pass block, right? So your left tackle right here, he's pass blocking. Schweitzer right here is pass blocking. But you're going to have run blocking downhill by these guys because they're trying to clear a hole. They don't know if the quarterback is going to throw the ball, if he's going to hand it off to the running back. They're blocking as if it's a run. And you'll see that right here. Right? You see that? This is all run blocking right here. They're blocking downhill, clearing way for Antonio Gibson if he gets the ball. On the other side, we got, I think that looks like Cornelius Lucas and Wes Schweitzer here. They're pass blocking to leave throwing windows, throwing lanes for Kyle Allen to get the ball out. So those are some ways you can tell the difference between a play action pass and a running play. I mean, a play action pass and an RPO play. Now, if it was a run handoff, the way you'd be able to tell is that, well, these guys right here, they're running routes. If this is just a straight running play, they're either just taking a few steps downfield or they're actually blocking, right? But these 2 guys right here are running routes. On the other side of the formation, these 2 are blocking. On the play side of the run, they are blocking. But on the back side, where the pass is happening, these guys are running routes. And on a regular on a regular handoff, you're not going to have guys running legitimate routes on the run to fake. So those are just a few ways you can tell the difference between an RPO play, a play action pass, and just a regular handoff. Now in this play, Kyle Allen makes a good decision, keeps the ball, and is throwing it to where Logan Thomas is wide open, and the ball just gets batted down. Because lots of times in these RPOs, and I'll say it again later, you're going to have these blocks are going to be one-on-one. The ball has to come out quick because the guys who are not run blocking, the guys who are pass blocking, they're not going to have help. They are in a one-on-one blocking situation, and they're only supposed to be in that situation for a second because that ball is supposed to come out quick like it does here. It just gets batted down by Delvin Tomlinson. So that's the idea of an RPO and how you can delineate an RPO from a play action pass from a running play. There are multiple different cues you can take. So here's a first look at an RPO type of play that Washington likes to run. First, you're going to have Antonio Gibson motioning from out wide into the backfield, okay? Now, that's a pretty clear indicator of man. The fact that 24 follows him from that outside position inside of the formation is a pretty clear indicator that you've got man coverage here across the board. If it was zone, 24 would have stayed outside, and you probably would have had this guy right here move inside just a bit. But he would have stayed in his zone regardless of where Antonio Gibson went. Now, in this case, the fact that these 2 guys switch and now 24 is inside of the formation tells you that it is man coverage. So we know we've got man. Alex Smith is doing all this processing pre-snap, so he can know where he wants to go with the ball before he even snaps the ball. It makes it an easier play. Now, with RPO, typically what you'll have is something like a backside bubble screen, right? Something like that the quarterback could go to if you wanted to. Although going from a fake here, flipping your body around and throwing that ball out there is tough. But you always have that option. And then typically the play side where Cam Sims is right here, you'll either have a slant or maybe a crossing route or a speed out route. On this play, we've got a speed out. Now the offensive line, they're blocking run because they don't know what Alex Smith is going to do
They're just blocking like it's a running play. Okay. And Alex Smith is going to make his decision either based on what he sees pre-snap or what he sees once the ball is snapped. Now, in this case, it's a pretty easy read for him. We know it's man coverage. Cam Sims, we know he's running about 4 yards and out. And we've got a guy right here who's left 8 yards of cushion. So Alex Smith knows immediately once this motion, I mean, honestly, regardless of whether or not this is man or zone, this right here is a win. Pre-snap, we know that. So here's what's going to happen. Fake the handoff, and then boom, just an easy completion for 8 yards. Again, a lot of what you're doing here, I mean, on every play for quarterback is pre-snap, but in this case, the ball has to come out quick. You either have to hand it off, or you have to get this ball out quick to this or to this. Those are your only two options. So there's no dropping back and reading left to right and staying in the pocket. If you do that, the play is dead. Probably ends up being sack, throwaway, turnover. So pre-snap, if you know what you want to do pre-snap, it sets you up. And in this case, makes it very easy for Alex Smith. Right? That cushion, and then the cornerback right here he's backpedaling off the snap. So he's continuing to allow that cushion. And boom, it's about a 6 yard, 5 or 6 yards, and then out for Cam Sims. That's easy completion. Now, I'd wager that because the bubble screen is going to be tough, you've got pretty tight press man. I'd wager if this guy was right up on Cam Sims right here, this guy, if he was up here on Cam Sims, that speed out's going to be tougher. I bet we would have seen this running play. But he left it wide open. And so that was an easy read. That's one example of RPO that you see Washington, not just Washington, lots of teams run in the NFL these days. Here's another example, 1st and 15, where you're going to have a pretty similar call. The route concepts are almost identical, where you're going to have this speed out, and then you're going to have a bubble screen on the backside. But this time the running play is different. This time what you have is Chase Roulier blocking out left, Brandon Sheriff blocking out right. They're opening the A gap between the guard and the center, where Logan Thomas is going to run through and be the lead blocker for Antonio Gibson right up the middle. So this is a different running play called in the RPO, but the passing play is pretty much the same, just like that. Now, there may be one thing different on this passing play, and I'll show you what I mean. Watch the play. So this time we've got what looks like zone more than man. We've got off coverage here, and it's actually a zone blitz, but it looks a lot more like zone pre-snap. But I think Kyle Allen sees, again, this off right here, has a speed out, and that's what he's going to go with. He likes that better than handing the ball off. A miscommunication leads to an incomplete pass. Now, two things happen on this play. Either Antonio Gandy Golden ran the wrong route, got confused about the play, was supposed to just run the speed out, or it's an option route. Sometimes on RPOs, you'll see that, where if the cornerback is playing tight, then you will run a vertical route. And if he's playing off, then you will just run a quick hitch route or a quick out route or slant route. And so there's a possibility that on this play that it's, well, if the cornerback's playing off, then go boom. Cornerback's playing a bit tighter, then you go boom, boom. That's a possibility. It's tough to say who was right or wrong. They were not on the same page. That's the problem. It could have led to a pick six. I mean, when you look at the route that Antonio Gandy Golden runs, he does get open. Right? If Kyle Allen pump fakes that ball and then throws it up there, it's open. He's a touchdown, except that Gandy Golden hurts his hamstring on this play. But also, if he just runs the straight out route, then you probably get the 5 yards you're looking for. And so just a miscommunication, and this is the sort of thing we saw early on from this Washington offense with young player and Antonio Gandy Golden, Kyle Allen, his really second week taking over. This kind of speaks to the struggles the offense had early on. But ultimately, the idea is RPO, we can hand this ball off here, Logan Thomas leading through the A gap, or we can hit the bubble screen, or we can hit the out and up, or the speed out, which I'm going to guess maybe it was an option route, and they were not on the same page. Now here's an example against the Lions where quarterback opts for the run instead of the pass, he likes what he sees based on what the running play is versus the passing routes. Right? You've got a slant here, and just a flat route. J.D. McKissick, where you just get him the ball and then he can turn up the field up the sideline. Now, this is man coverage, but it's not as clearly indicated pre-snap, right? It could be zone as well. It could be cover 3 maybe, with these being your 3 guys and then these being your 4 underneath zone defenders. It could be another zone defense that's being disguised well. It is man, but I think that Alex Smith sees this right here and likes what he sees. Right? There's no defender outside on this edge. And this running play is going, it's an outside zone run. So as long as we can seal this edge right here, we can get some yards, right? And that's essentially what they're trying to do. So he opts for the run here, and it's a good decision. You'll see what happens here, right? And you'll see these passing, the route concepts, right? Again, that's the giveaway that it's an RPO. You also have this backside, the right tackle here, which is Morgan Moses. He is in a pass blocking set. In the event that Alex Smith opts to throw the ball, he is not blocking down on the run. He is in a pass blocking set. Everyone else, though, right here, blocking down for the running play. You're going to see Antonio Gibson. They get a decent seal on the edge, and it ends up being a 7-yard run on 1st and 10, which is a successful play. So again, this is the decision point, quote unquote, but I'm gonna say that Alex Smith pre-snap saw that he wanted to go with the running play because he liked what he had here. Again, all you got to do is seal this edge, and then your running back can get around the edge versus, you hold on to that ball, and it's not to say no one will be open, but we don't know what the call is, right? I'm going to have to read that out. I like what I have in the running game, so I'm going to take that. Boom. And gets a solid 7 yards. Could have been a little bit more if Logan Thomas got a bit of a better block, but I think it's a pretty solid play here on 1st and 10. Against the Buccaneers, the RPO it's a college concept. It came from college. You wouldn't see it in the NFL too much until these last few years. Now it's really prevalent in the NFL. And I think it's something that you can run with the quarterback who's younger, who doesn't have as much experience, but it's probably something that he ran in college, something to help him get comfortable, help you to be able to move the ball. And so we're seeing that here with Taylor Heineke. We get that motion across the formation from Logan Thomas. We don't get much movement, but again, what we've got here is just a quick curl route, just a short hitch route from Cam Sims. Again, with the RPO, everything is going to be quick and short. The only time I would say maybe you'd see a deep route is if you've got man coverage right in someone's face, and then it may be an option route where the receiver can just run straight down the field. But whatever it is, the ball should be coming out quick. Now in this one, what you're going to get is, again, you've got this Logan Thomas is coming over the middle as your lead blocker for Antonio Gibson. But pre-snap, Heineke knows what he wants, and he's going to hit it. Cam Sims right there. You get 5 yards on 1st and 10. And I think when we talk about, and Scott Turner talks about sometimes quick passing plays, throws to the running backs replacing running plays. Well, on this play, Scott Turner called a running play or a passing play, either one. If it was a run and you got 5 yards, great. In this case, when you look at the box, right, they've got how many in the box? It's about an 8-man box here. And then on the outside, you've got 3 guys. So the advantage is the pass here. He's nearly 10 yards off with the route we're running. Let's throw it out there. Quick, 5 yards. We've got a better chance of getting 5 yards in this play through the air than on the ground based on what we're seeing pre-snap. Here's an example of why you have to be decisive when it comes to RPOs at the quarterback position. Right, so this one, you don't have the backside bubble screen. It's very different. It's different formation, different lineup. Doubles, we've got 2 here, 2 here. So 2 receivers on each side of the formation. We're lined up in doubles. And we've just got a slant route here, and then it's just a quick, not even that much. It's more of just a flat route like that. Slant and a flat. And then here on this side, we're blocking, right? There's no bubble screen. We're just blocking. It's an outside zone run this way. And it looks like defensively, it looks like we're lined up in man, right? Unless it's a well-disguised zone coverage. It looks like man with a single high safety, probably man right there, and then an underneath zone defender, but from the linebacker position there. Something like that. One of these two linebackers is probably guarding the middle of the defense. So if, again, you're doing a lot pre-snap as the quarterback. If Dwayne Haskins is keyed on man, if he's looking and he sees man, then he should know, well, this slant route's going to be there, right? Because I'm faking the run if I decide to throw. Logan Thomas is going this way. He's taking that defender with him. And these defenders are moving that way because of the run. I mean, that's their responsibility. So the slant route is going to be, essentially, it should be wide open, barring something crazy like a zone drop here. So, I think that's what he's thinking, and that's why he does opt for the throw here. So we're going to get the fake, and then, boom, the slant route is there, but he doesn't throw it, and then it ends up being a sack. And that's often at times that's how that's going to go with an RPO, right, where the ball has to come out quick, not only because of pressure, right? In this case, pressure leads to that. Brandon Sheriff gets beat one-on-one. But if there's no pressure and you hesitate still, that window may not be open for long, right? In this case, maybe if he wasn't under pressure, he could have still thrown this ball. But this safety's coming down. Could be a big shot. A missed throw could be an interception. If he's a bit faster, it could be an interception. You can't hesitate on RPOs. You have to trust what your decision before the snap, your pre-snap read. You have to trust that. If that's not there, you have to try to throw it in the dirt, throw it out of bounds, something like that. But you can't hesitate like this. Trust your eyes and trust what you determined pre-snap. This one ends up being a sack.